1 in 36 children in the U.S. are affected with autism. In an effort to raise awareness, Brittany Durand, a mother to a child with autism, joins us to talk about Autism Speaks and their 8 and 5K run and walk this Saturday. Good morning, Brittany.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. So we're going to talk about the race in just a moment. But first, tell me a little bit about yourself, about your journey with autism. What does this mean to you?
It's very personal. Obviously, I have a 10-year-old with autism. We started with Autism Speaks about 6.5 years ago, doing the walk in the fall. We just wanted a sense of community. We wanted some support. I needed more resources. From there, I started volunteering, joining planning committees, and now I'm super fortunate. I actually work for the organization on a national level. So I get to do things like this all over the country, which is very amazing.
Good for you. Yeah. Do you have a 10-year-old boy or a girl?
Boy, 10-year-old boy. His name is Jackson. Excuse me. And he loves KPRC. He loves SAC. He loves y'all station.
I love it. Yeah. Well, tell Jackson I said hello. And you know, I asked boy or girl because we tend to hear about autism affecting boys more often than girls. So that's what I was curious about. And we tend to think of it in our mind as something that's diagnosed in childhood, but more and more adults are being diagnosed with autism, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I think the more that we are learning in the medical profession as a society, we are going back and realizing, hey, this is obviously something that's always been around, but now we have the tools, we have the resources, we have the capacity, and we can get help to adults and adolescents and all different ages that have just gone undiagnosed and not have support. So.
Yeah. You know, what are some signs that a child may have autism? Is there anything that you think that you wish you had known before you had become a mother to a child with autism?
So for me, I have an older son. And so that was how I kind of knew something was happening, because my younger son, Jackson, was so different from my older son, Aiden. If Jackson would have been my first child, I wouldn't have known. We did speech therapy. He had some other issues. He had seizures. He had a molding helmet because his head wasn't forming properly. Like, just all these different things that I would have just been like, oh, maybe he's just a little slower to develop. You know, he's not hitting some milestones. No big deal. But having a younger son, I was like, this just seems off. This seems different.
And I gotta say too, when it is, I know he was your second child, but when you do have autism with your first child, a lot of times people can dismiss you too and say like, oh, they're a slow learner, or they'll get there in their own time. Like, you're just, you know, a hysterical first-time parent. Sometimes that's just, frankly, what it's dismissed as. And so we need moms like you who can help share these symptoms. And what are some other things that you wish parents knew about autism?
That you're their advocate. You know, they don't, especially if you're noticing these things at 18 months, 24 months, they can't speak. So don't be afraid to fight for them. You know, if you get pushback, but you really in your gut, you feel something's going on, fight for them. Reach out to Autism Speaks. We can help you find places and doctors and resources to help you get diagnosed. Like, don't ever feel like you're crazy because you're not, you know, your child.
Okay, and so the run walk is going to take place this Saturday. So a lot of parents, you know, the fresh diagnosis can be difficult on new parents. So hopefully they would join you at the walk this Saturday. Can you tell families what they can expect if they make it out there?
Yeah, so we'll be at Sugarland Town Square on Saturday. We have 3 options. We have a 1K fun run that most of the kids do, and then we have a 5K and an 8K. You can still register. It's not too late. You can visit autismspeaks.org/team-up, and then the Houston run is on there. We'll have kids activities. We'll have resources for parents if they need things. We'll have the Dunkin' Cruiser with some hot coffee because it is going to be cold. We'll have heat lamps out there and a warming tent also, just so everyone feels comfortable. We'll have some sensory spaces, but it's going to be a really fun morning. And if you are needing anything new to the autism community, we'd love to have you out there with us.
What should somebody know if they wanted to become involved with Autism Speaks?
So if you want to be involved with us locally, you can always email centraltx@autismspeaks.org, and then we get that directly. You can also follow our Houston Autism Speaks Facebook, where we post local events and things that we're doing, and just let us know, like, hey, I want to volunteer, I want to get involved, I want to join committees, and we'll reach out.
And does getting involved specifically mean volunteering, or were they able to help you out with like finding resources and things like that?
So these events that we have, like this weekend where we do fundraise, allow us to provide every resource on our website completely free to families. So we can get, and we have a whole resource guide where it's service providers, advocates, caregiver training. I mean, everything that you can imagine, we're working to get and have free to families on our website.
And those resources would include what, like therapy, job searches for adults with autism, things like that?
We have transition to adulthood. We can, if your kiddo is going, aging out of high school, if they're looking for a career path, we have workplace inclusion now. We can help them find a job. If that's not what they need, they just need housing, we can help them find housing. If mom or dad feel like, hey, I don't have enough knowledge on my end, we have caregiver training where we can teach you more about autism. We have all of the things, even as far as legal help and making sure that things are set up for when you're no longer here and your kid with autism is an adult on their own. We have all of that available online.
Yeah, and I think that kind of information for a parent who's newly diagnosed is just as important because, when we were growing up, we didn't have this kind of knowledge and we didn't have these kinds of resources. So for parents now to know, like, there's people there for you in the long term, that's really helpful and comforting to a lot of them.
Yes, and we're shifting a lot at Autism Speaks more that way because we're seeing our kids with autism are growing up and becoming adults with autism, right? So we still need to keep transitioning and creating and making sure we have support available for these adults at any age on the spectrum.
Yeah. All right, Brittany Durand, thank you so much. Before I let you go, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, just bundle up and please come see us Saturday. I know it's going to be chilly, but it'll be a really fun day. We'll have tons of stuff out there, and I hope that we get to see you.